A researcher pointed an AI at the Linux kernel. Together they took an obscure timing bug, the kind that normally takes an expert weeks to weaponize, and turned it into a clean jump from ordinary user to full root in under 2 minutes. And then they published the exploit code. This is what AI-assisted exploit development actually looks like right now. Before anyone panics, the honest part. This is local privilege escalation, not remote. The attacker already needs a foothold on the machine before any of this matters. It needs some specific kernel settings turned on, and the exploit has hard-coded offsets, so it has to be rebuilt for each kernel. And it was already patched upstream back in June. No one's been caught using it in the wild. But the full exploit code is public now, and the AI part is the interesting bit. Here's the bug. Deep in the kernel's traffic control subsystem, the part that shapes network packets, there's a race. 2 operations run at the same time. One is adding a filter, one is deleting it. If the timing lines up, one thread frees a piece of memory while the other is still reading it. Classic use after free. The fix just makes the kernel wait until every reader is done before freeing. But before the fix, that tiny window is the whole ballgame. But a normal user can't just poke the network stack. So the exploit builds its own sandbox. It creates its own user and network namespaces, which hand it admin rights inside that little namespace, no real root required. That's enough to reach the vulnerable code path through a traffic control queue and a flower filter. This is the part people miss about namespaces. They give unprivileged users a legitimate door into kernel code that used to be admin only. Winning a race this tight is the hard part, and this is where the AI earned its keep, tuning the timing. Timerft and EPOL stretch the window wider. Then key allocations reclaim the freed memory with attacker-controlled data. From there, a return-oriented chain overwrites a kernel setting called core_pattern, which controls what runs when a program crashes. The exploit stashes a copy of itself in memory, deliberately crashes a child, and the kernel obligingly runs that copy as root. It weaponizes the crash handler. So what did the AI actually do? By Lee's own account, it helped find the bug, it helped build the sanitizer proof of concept, and it helped optimize that race window. What it did not do is run the whole show. Lee was blunt. The AI still has plenty of blind spots and lapses in reasoning, and human judgment was needed the entire way. This is a co-pilot, not an autopilot. Anyone selling you the AI hacked the kernel by itself is skipping the asterisk. Here's the line that should actually worry you. Lee said the AI-heavy process made hunting brand new bugs feel more like end-day analysis. End-day means working a bug that's already known and documented, which is dramatically easier than original research. In other words, the AI didn't invent a hacking superpower. It lowered the floor. Work that took rare expertise now feels routine. And traffic control keeps producing these. Our shared root video was a different net/sched bug used to break out of an AI sandbox. Same messy corner of the kernel, twice. What do you actually do? Patch, but check your distribution, not just the upstream number. As of late July, the rollout was uneven. Debian shipped fixed kernels, Ubuntu still marked packages vulnerable, and SUSE had it pending and scored it lower. And one honest caveat. The 10 out of 10 under 2 minutes reliability is the researcher's own number, not independently reproduced, and the exploit's baked-in offsets mean it has to be rebuilt per kernel. Narrower than a scary Linux root exploit headline. But public code plus unpatched laggards is exactly how narrow becomes real. The takeaway isn't that AI hacked Linux. It's that the hard, expert part of exploit development is getting cheaper and faster, one bug at a time. That's not sci-fi, it's a workflow. If you want one clear breakdown of a real AI agent attack every single day, subscribe and turn on notifications. It's free, and it's the one button that tells me to keep making these. Go watch Shared Root next, same kernel corner, very different escape. See you tomorrow. If this was useful, subscribe. New AI agent and security breakdowns every day.